Hello everyone, it's DD here, welcome to another LEGO set series review. This is LEGO Marvel Studios CMF Series 2, aka the Superior Series, but we'll get into those reasons why probably towards the end. There are 12 figures to collect. I forgot to say this in the first video, but obviously 12 figures to collect. They all retail for $4.99 each. These officially released on September 1st. When you're seeing this, it's after September 1st, but I'm recording on August 31st. But I picked them up on different days, but I managed to get a full set now. Now these ones come in boxes. I forgot to mention that. Series 1 came in bags. This series is the first LEGO series to come in boxes, besides for video, but like that doesn't count. So we no longer can feel for them. There's no codes. The only thing you can do is weigh them, and that's what I did with all of them except for Moon Knight, Hawkeye, Beast, Storm, and Werewolf. Those five, I found them at Target and they were already open, so I just grabbed them and just made it look like I didn't open them. The rest of them I did weigh, and I ended up actually getting a duplicate Echo, and I had to go back and get a Kate. So yeah, so here it is, the full series. Yeah, why don't we take a closer look at these figs? Alright, so for this series, I'm going to go backwards in order. So instead, the way I lined these ones up is Hawkeye, so Kate and Hawkeye were next to each other. And then I have random one-off characters, because you have Echo from her own show, which isn't out yet, Agatha from WandaVision, She-Hulk from She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Goliath from What If Season 2, and then you have Moon Knight and Mr. Knight from Moon Knight. Werewolf by Night is his own thing, but I put him next to those two because he's kind of supernatural, and then the X-Men figures because X-Men 97. But we're going to go backwards, so these aren't in order of least favorite to favorite or vice versa. These are just the order I'm deciding to go with. So Kate Bishop, the most recent figure I got, she's got a lot to talk about. Okay, so why don't we start with Lucky the Pizza Dog. So this is a new pizza dog, or not, the new dog mold. You can actually see the fur on the tail, the fur right here. He's got the one eye, which is amazing. This piece is so freaking cute. She's got a pizza box that says hit the spot, and it's pizza being hit there under the target, which obviously is a Hawkeye reference, but when it says spot, like hit the spot, it makes me think of the bagel, which is really funny. She has this new bow piece in brown. Hawkeye has the same one, but in black, but it's actually really nice. I really like this, and what's nice about it is it almost goes perfectly parallel to the arm, so it definitely looks a lot more straight, but I am going to take that out of her hand. So let's talk about the legs. So no dual molded, but she's got this like pocket on this one with some purple bands. Oh, I forgot to turn off the exposure. It looks like she's got a pocket here, a line going across. You may notice there's silver and there's green. It's hard to tell, but that is green. These are the alternate arrow types. That is awesome. That's so freaking cool. Now, the only thing I'm slightly concerned about are the color of her arms. This one is magenta, and this one is bright pink with printing. Great arm, by the way. Great printing, all that. So I went and looked back at some set photos, and from the first set photo of her in the suit, this is what it looks like. It has the different colored pinks. They're not quite this tint, but it doesn't really bother me because it actually looks really cool, and it's cool to get a magenta arm and then a pink arm that has printing on it. Pink with arm printing is pretty freaking rare. Great torso printing. You can see the, oh god, quiver, it's called a quiver. You can see the quiver harness right there. This is a black quiver piece, by the way. Speaking of black pieces, this is a brand new color for this hair piece, which is great. So this side, she's got a band-aid on her forehead. She's got some nicks on her face. On this side, she's got another, like a light smirk, which actually really does look like Haley Steinfeld, which is awesome. And then if we take off the quiver, there's the back. You can see the harness there. This is a great minifigure. The amount of printing and detail is great. I love it. I love the accessories. I mean, she's got 3 accessories, y'all. The bow, the pizza box, and Lucky the Pizza Dog, which is probably one of the cuter LEGO Marvel like pets out there. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna surpass Throg. Throg is just, oh my god, Throg is supreme. But this figure is great, and it did suck not weighing him right the first time, so I had to go back and get another one, but I ended up getting her, and here we are. Staying along the theme with Hawkeye, here's Clint Barton, aka Hawkeye. He's the only figure in the series that doesn't have leg printing, which honestly, that's fine. I went back and looked at the figure, and he really, or the suit, he really doesn't have anything. So I mean, like, it doesn't bother me a whole bunch. His accessory is the freaking owl from In the Christmas Tree, and this is a new owl piece. It's super cute, or maybe it's from Harry Potter. I'm not sure. He has the new bow piece, but in black. Again, it goes pretty parallel with the arm, which is nice. Speaking of arms, he's got dual molded arms, which are black on top and purple on the bottom, like a light purple. And then it's got printing on the black. Now, here's the problem with this arm. As you may notice, there is a black paint speck right there that will not come off, unfortunately. So when I put a set of figures on display, this figure will be the one that's on display, and the duplicate will be the one I use for parts. Speaking of parts, this hair is a new mold. I've never seen it before, but it would be perfect for Gordon Ramsay. I also think it would be perfect for me if it was in a darker color, because I tried it on me and I didn't really like it in this color. He's also got a quiver. The torso looks great with the iconic Hawkeye logo. He's got a band-aid there. He's got some nicks. Also, this really does look like Jeremy Renner for once. Like actually. He's got a slight smirk on this face. And then if we take off the quiver, also these pieces are brand new, so it's a little difficult to move them. You can see the quiver harness on the back there as well. Hawkeye show, for me, it was good. It wasn't great, in my opinion, but I did thoroughly enjoy it, okay? But there were some parts of it that kind of held it back for me. Echo. Anyway, speaking of, here is Echo. Maya Lopez Echo. I almost said Maya Hawke, and I was like, no, that's Robin from Stranger Things. Maya Lopez Echo. I don't know if Maya Lopez is the actress's name or Echo's actual name, because that's how much I don't care. I don't know what this is, but I call it a maraca. It looks like a maraca, so, you know, that's what I like to call it. It's a great figure. It's my least favorite of the series, only because her show's not out yet. So we haven't seen this suit. What if the suit isn't even in the show? You know how funny that'd be? It is great to get this new skin tone reappearance again, and it's also on the arms, which has red on those. That's really cool. The leg is one of my favorite parts about this. Like, look at that. This is a normal leg with some side leg printing, and then they put a dual molded leg, but even the top leg that is black curves in like it's a prosthetic leg. This is probably one of the best Lego legs to ever exist, in my opinion. And if you really wanted to, you could take your time and erase all the printing and use it for something else. Probably would be worth it. But this is a great Lego leg. The hair has printing on the braid. What, like in the hairs looks great, by the way. And then she has another face where she looks a little bit more angry. She is deaf, by the way. I would like to remind everybody of that. So, I mean, I'm sure the show is going to be shit. I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's going to be great. But I'm probably only going to watch it for Daredevil and Kingpin. But her character is kind of interesting. But her Lego figure is definitely more interesting than her character. Up next is Agatha Harkness, which honestly should have been in Lego Marvel Series 1. But here she is. This figure's great. Like, this looks just like Kathryn Hahn. She's winking. She's slightly sticking her tongue out. Looks great. I don't know why the hair's a little greasy. And then here's another face. Also, I just want to talk about the cape real quick, because this cape is very odd. It's got a little bit of an extra, like, it's sticking out. There's the back torso. Oh my god, I didn't even notice that. But there's back printing on the freaking skirt, too. That's awesome. But yeah, nice little purple cape. I'm going to switch it to the other face real quick. Like, it looks like Kathryn Hahn. I just think there needs to be some face wrinkles to make her look a little bit older. I love how the purple robes are growing down here. Speaking of purple, we have these power blast pieces in purple now. She does come with two. I didn't put the other one in her hand because it actually isn't an extra. In the little slip, she's holding both, and then this is on the floor. But I wanted this in her hand, so we all know how those work. That one actually worked pretty freaking well. Where did it go? There it is. The Darkhold. Okay, let's take a look at the Darkhold. So this is all printed, right? That looks great. And then it's got the Scarlet Witch page with a Lego Scarlet Witch on there. That's freaking awesome. Like, this figure is actually really freaking cool. And it just goes to show that, I mean, with time, some things can reappear. So who knows? Maybe we'll get some more figures from earlier Marvel shows, but I'm starting to seriously doubt it. But this figure is great. Up next is She-Hulk, a.k.a. Jennifer Walters? Jennifer Walters. I think it's been the show shit. Okay, I haven't watched the show since it came out because it's absolutely dog shit. The memories I have with my mother of watching them over the phone are pretty funny. When that fucking twerking scene came on, I literally looked at her and said, "This is Marvel. This is Marvel right here," because everybody hyped it up, and I was so mad when it was something so fucking stupid. She-Hulk is the worst Disney Plus show that I've seen, and that's saying a lot. Anyways, the figure on the other hand is great, and I don't have the original Lego She-Hulk, so getting this is actually really cool. I think it looks even more comic accurate, and it is, and I swear to God if they change the suit, because this show just got confirmed to make a season 2. Not by Marvel, probably by a leaker, but I believe too much shit. So if it does get a season 2, they better be in this suit. Love the light green skin tone, love the dual molded arms with the purple printing. She's got a file on Emil Blonsky here, aka Abomination, and we have our first Lego reference to Abomination, GLK/H. Don't remember what that means because nobody cares. Her cell phone has WAN on it. That's amazing with the green and red buttons. I love getting this hairpiece in green. So one thing I do like about this She-Hulk more is that they kept her pink lips instead of making them green. Now she might wear green lipstick eventually, but I really do like that they went for the pink. But it's kind of like an orangish tint. But I think it actually looks like her actress. Then she's got another face where she's a bit more cheerful, but I feel like it should have been kind of an angry face because it's She-Hulk. Nice dual molded legs with the side printing on them. It's a great figure. Not a great show. Up next is Goliath from What If Season 2. It should have been Kang the Conqueror. But I can understand why they took him out. Maybe they took him out when the controversy started. But you know what this means now? We have to wait until Secret Wars or Kang Dynasty comes out to get a Kang figure. And it probably won't even be as good because it was supposed to have two heads with a new helmet mold and then a new, hairpiece for Jonathan Majors. It is not going to be as good as everybody wants it to be because now it's going to come out in an actual set, not a series. Unless they make Marvel CMF Series 3, which would be fine with me. So why don't we get the hairpiece out of the way? So this is his face underneath. This is what Goliath looks like, everybody. Honestly, kind of looks like an older version of Electro, but it's fine. So for those of you who don't know, Goliath is another version of Giant Man after Hank Pym and Scott Lang. Speaking of, this is a reused Ant-Man micro figure, so nothing super special there. I'm also going to put him down there. This figure, on the other hand, is actually really freaking cool. I love, it's not dual molded, but it's white with dark blue printing. I love all the nice blue shiny pieces. The helmet is my favorite part about it. It's an Ant-Man helmet, but it's all blue instead of red. Dual molded white and black legs. It's a really nice detailed figure. It's just, I don't care a whole lot right now because it's not out yet. This series has 2 figures for shows that aren't out yet. No, never mind, I take that back. 5 figures for shows that aren't out yet, but 3 of them are actually intriguing, and those 3 are the X-Men figures, because technically the original show already exists, and they're based off the 97 versions, but the only one that's different is Storm because of her hair. So technically 2 that don't have their shows out yet, but Goliath actually looks really cool, and I am actually pretty interested to see what his role will be in What If Season 2, because I liked his whole story in the comics. Now we're getting into the X-Men 97/X-Men 92 or X-Men the Animated Series figures. Our first official Lego Beast. That's Beast! He's got a cup with the X-Men logo on it. That's cool. He's got a microscope with a new piece, by the way. I've never seen this piece before. This piece comes off, and then this comes off. Hold on. Is this gonna come off? Okay, but that's a pole in there. This is actually, really cool. I actually really like that. Let me take the mug out real quick. Look at this figure. He's got the nails printed on there. He's got the little underoos. He's got the fur everywhere. You can still see the 6-pack. He's got fur on the back. This is a new hair piece with the black stripes in there and the ears. This is great. He's got the glasses on this side and the cute toothy smile. And then on this side, he looks like an angry beast, which is awesome. He's got the X logo on the belt, which wraps around to the back. This figure is great, and the X-Men figures are really giving me hope that we will get an X-Men 97 X-Mansion with Professor X, Jubilee, Rogue, Gambit. If we get a Lego Gambit based off X-Men 97, I will literally cream in my pants. If you're a child and you don't know what that means, don't ask your parents. But this figure is great, and honestly, it's probably my second favorite X-Men in the series, behind Wolverine, of course, but Storm is pretty great too. Speaking of, here is Storm, and I do have to turn the exposure up, otherwise you're not going to see her face at all, so unfortunately she's going to have blur problems. So she has a smirk, she's got her light blue eyes, her hairpiece is awesome. This is a new hairpiece specifically for her. The white mohawk is freaking awesome. And now, if you wanted to, I don't know, but let's find out. Does this hairpiece work with these shoulder pads? No, it does not. Okay, so if you want to make Storm from the original cartoon, you're going to have to take off the shoulder pads and then put this hairpiece on. And this hairpiece does exist in white, but you won't have the shoulder pads. So unless you're willing to give up the shoulder pads, she's going to look like this, which honestly, I think looks way cooler. Speaking of, her torso looks freaking great. She's got the X-Men logo on her, you know, breasts. The yellow band going around. I love the leg printing. The lightning bolts are frosted now. They're not entirely translucent. They got the lightsaber treatment. You know, remember how the lightsabers used to be translucent? Now they're frosted. Well, there you go. Her cape is my favorite thing. This is awesome. It goes up to her hands, like, and it can go a little further, but I keep on the wrists. This is an awesome cape. It curves so perfectly. It goes under the shoulder pads. Like, it's actually really freaking cool. Like, Storm is a great minifigure, and this one is clearly superior to the original. Now we're taking a look at Wolverine, aka the second best figure in this series. First, I'm going to get this out of the way. He does come with a hairpiece that looks nothing like his hair, but there it is. That face looks exactly like he did in the cartoon, by the way, so that's perfect. And then there's the other side where he looks angry, and he's got the white goggles. Then the helmet goes on. I do have something to say about the helmet real quick, though. Unfortunately, mine has a little bit of a paint nick, and you can see a little bit of yellow. But again, I'm going to get a duplicate eventually, so this will be the one that goes on display. So something to notice about this Wolverine compared to the past ones. It is yellow, not that dandelion color. They finally printed Wolverine in yellow instead of dandelion, which I freaking love that. The only thing that would have made this figure perfect is if they actually gave him shoulder pads instead of just printing blue on the arms, which honestly, I was very worried they were going to get the same treatment that Monica Rambeau did in like weak printing on the top. They actually did pretty good. I just don't like how you can still see the flesh tone in between his shoulders and the torso, but honestly, it doesn't bother me the whole much. Also, if you're wondering what this is his arm hair. Hilarious. I put his claws like this because, you know, it's like he's unsheathing them. His legs are great. They're dual molded yellow and blue. The boots going to the points there are great. The little underoos, the red X belt, the black patterns on the torso. Everything about this figure is perfect except for the shoulders, but you know what? It is forgivable. And he has my favorite accessory. This is a fucking Sentinel head with claw marks over the eyeball. If we don't get another Lego Sentinel that I can like swap the heads out and put this on, I'm going to be upset. But I can probably build a Sentinel myself at home. This is awesome. This, like, I am planning on buying duplicate figures of him, Storm, and Beast to give to my mom because that was her favorite cartoon growing up. And when I told her that we were finally going to get Lego figures of them, she was freaking out just as much as I was. But yes, second best figure in the series. We're getting to the best real soon. But I hope we get more X-Men figures in the future. Oh, one thing I'd like to add, this is the best Lego Wolverine figure we will probably ever get. Up next is Werewolf by Night. I'm really shocked he wasn't going to be in black and white. I honestly kind of wanted him to be in black and white, but I'm not mad that he's in color because now we can actually use him for stuff. And he looks just like he does in the concept art, except for one thing. He's missing the white face paint. Don't know why, but it's honestly forgivable, like I said. So this hairpiece is new. It makes his head look really freaking tall, like, which is hilarious. And then he's got the ears poking out. He has another face where he looks like he's got a cute little smirk, so he looks kind of silly. Or, you know, if you really want to interpret it and make it dark, that's not his tongue. That's blood. I mean, fuck, man, he ripped someone's ear off. So I love the way they did the fur coloring here. It's a brown torso with slight hints of light brown fur. I love the fucking treasure trail growing down his chest, though. And then light brown arms with dark brown fur printed on them. That's a very clever way of doing it. Also, he has the bloodstone, which you do get an extra of, by the way. I love that he's got the bloodstone. And then he's got the classic green pants. I love that they're the classic green pants printed on him. He's got the claws on the toes, dual molded green and brown legs. It's a great figure, and I'm very glad we got him in Lego form because he's a very violent character, especially for his MCU counterpart, and I thought we never would. Now all that's left is to get a Lego Man-Thing. All right, now we're getting into some of my more personal favorites. Mr. Knight, everybody. Can we just take a moment to appreciate how we haven't gotten a Lego Moon Knight until now, right? But we didn't just get Moon Knight. We got Mr. Knight. This suit version, the detective version. You could use this for comic book purposes, or you can use it for MCU. I like it more in the MCU just because he's hilarious, he's adorable, and he's so innocent, okay? And he has probably the second best accessory. It's the fucking fish! It's Gus, everybody! It's got the fish, it's got a pyramid, this is sand, it's got a printing of a Lego plant. This is so cute. All right, now the actual figure himself. He's got his two silver batons. The only thing I would have changed is I would have made the arms a little bit sparkly, and I would have made the everything else a little sparkly. Like, Mr. Knight had a shiny-ish suit, but it's all right. I love the head print. It's finally nice to get this. When he's got the stitching going up on the side, he's got the moon on his forehead. It even has the stitching line on the back. They did not have to do that, but they did because Lego, you're awesome. What is going on with the arm? The arm is really dirty. Another thing to add is with these things coming in boxes, you're gonna... Man, okay, so that's not dirt. That's a printing error. There is printing on that white arm, but it's fine. It's a white arm. I can swap it out. Or that's a scratch. I don't know. But since these are being printed in boxes, your figures might be scratched. Maybe that's why my Wolverine has a nick in the paint. But it's fine. It is fine. This figure is great. I'll just swap out the arm. Love it. And last, but most certainly not least, the best minifigure of this series. One of my new favorite Lego Marvel figures. Moon Knight, everybody. The first official Lego Moon Knight. Oh my god, I have so much to say. So I'm going to go bottom to top, okay? Dual molded legs, of course. He's got his gray boots. They throw me off a little bit because the entire suit looked kind of gray, but I'm glad Lego printed it in white and gave him these gray boots. It throws me off a little, but if you really want to make it all white, take White Vision and these legs and get those guides from Input Brick on Instagram, cut them in half and glue those together all white. There you go. I might have to click on the exposure because he's getting a little blurry here, but it's going to get blurry either way because it freaking sucks. He's got the little cloth coming down right here. The freaking arms are amazing. He's got the, oh, I forgot to mention, he's got the little crescent darts on the sides of his boots. He's got the crescent darts in his arms. He's got the mummy wrapping right there and the hints of gray right there. This brand new crescent dart piece, which you do get two of, by the way, but he's only holding one in the promotional art, is amazing. You also get the scarab. You get two of those, by the way. The fucking scarab. The torso. Oh my god. Because hold on, let me go grab something. Okay, so I made this custom torso for my Sig Fig when the minifigure factory came out because I have a Moon Knight hoodie. So if you take a look, mine is, you know, real sloppy compared to this. The only thing that's more accurate about mine is I actually put enough white bandages around the moon, which is actually a banana. I also printed a hood on the back just to make it look, you know, like it's a hoodie, but this is just a mummy torso with other stuff printed on it. Like that centerpiece, that's a tire, but it looks good. But now I don't need it because this torso exists. The shiny gold on the crescent dart, it's very hard to see, but there's a little bit in there to give it some depth. I love how you can tell that it's the armor plating underneath. The back torso printing is good too. Also, they gave him a 2-hole white cape. I love them for that. It's also the only character in this series besides Storm and Agatha to have a cape. I kind of blanked for a minute, and I was going to say it was the only character in the series that have a cape, but never mind, I was wrong. The face. Oh, something I forgot to mention. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but his eyes and Mr. Knight's eyes are absolutely massive compared to everyone else's, but it doesn't bother me because it makes it more prominent. This head is fantastic because when you take it off, you get the moon printed up there. They didn't need to do that, but you know what else they did? They gave him a fucking face. When you put this hood on over here, that looks like Oscar Isaac. That looks like Mark Spector switching to Moon Knight. They did not have to do that, and I appreciate them for it. Would I have preferred it as a secondary head? Yes, but I am completely fine with how they did it. And then the best part about him, the brand new hood piece. It has the point in the back. It's all plastic. It has the point in the top. It's got the moon. It curves down. It literally looks exactly like it did in the show. And I've already put it on some of my other Moon Knight customs, and they look fantastic. This hood piece gives me, and him being in a Lego figure form as a violent character is giving me hope that we will get a Moon Knight mech or something to get comic book Moon Knight. There are so many good things about this figure, and the printing is immaculate, and that is why it is the best figure in this series, in my opinion, and nobody can change that. Fuck, I mean, one of my friends is jealous that I own these two, because Moon Knight, in my opinion, is the best Marvel show. Sorry, Daredevil, and sorry, Punisher. I just like Moon Knight as a character more. Also, he was long overdue for some content because he's a great comic book character. And I can't wait to see him return to the MCU, and I really hope we get him as another Lego figure in the future. But that's it for this series. Let's wrap it up with my final thoughts. Well, that is it for Lego Marvel Studios CMF Series 2, everybody. The superior series because of, I'm going to list these reasons now. Our first official Moon Knight, and not just Moon Knight, Mr. Knight. A very violent character from Marvel Comics and in the MCU, Werewolf by Night. More X-Men figures. Kate fucking Bishop. Kate fucking Bishop, played by Hailey Steinfeld with the cute-ass new dog mold. A finally good-looking Jeremy Renner, a character nobody gives a shit about. Agatha Harkness, long overdue. A decent She-Hulk figure, and then a character that should have been somebody else, but honestly has some pretty decent printing. Like, this series is great, and I hope every Marvel and Lego fan out there can get an entire set before like stores are just gone. Now, my trouble now is going to be getting a duplicate set, but I am satisfied with what I have for now, even with the slight printing errors. It's alright with me. One thing I did forget to mention, just like in Series 1, every figure comes with the jumper plate and then the little jumping piece, but when you have characters like Agatha, who can't bend her legs because she doesn't have any, she's going to be at like a freaking angle like this, so I thought it would look bad, so I'm just not going to display them like that. Now, these figures specifically will be used for parts. I already have a duplicate Echo, so that duplicate will go on display. I will swap out the Wolverine helmets, and I'll swap out the Hawkeye arms. So far, all these figures will be used for parts, and if something goes wrong with future ones, then I'll just put those ones on display. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Sorry it is ungodly long, but there's so many good things to talk about. And I plan on making some mocks with some of these in the future. Like, I'd love to make a Sentinel fighting the 3 X-Men figures, or Werewolf by Night versus Moon Knight remade, a WandaVision mock now that we've got Agatha Harkness, something with the Hawkeye characters. Like, it would be awesome, okay? So, if you guys enjoyed this video, please drop a like, leave a comment down below. Who is the best character in the series? Who is the worst? Echo. Best? Moon Knight. And let me know your thoughts. Hit the subscribe button, turn notification every time I post a video. Peace out, guys. I will see you in the next one. One last thing I have to say. This guy right here is going to be useful for a lot of upcoming customs. Especially one for a series I'm working on. It made the figure look so much better with that hood. Also, I'm using this torso on my sig fig now. So, thank you, Lego. Peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.